A lot of news reports we see these days cannot even be considered public relations copy because they're not accurate. It seems these days, journalists in our mainstream media are very determined to portray a certain point of view that is politically correct, politically favored. I want us to look at a headline that has appeared, a very screaming headline that has appeared in the last few hours. Tanzania imposes first COVID restrictions. So you quickly go through the story, expecting to find lockdowns, curfews, etc., etc. But they're not there. Hakuna. And the story, filed by almost every respectable wire service in the world, goes on to tell us that this is proof that the new president, Madam Suluhu Hassan, has departed dramatically from the policies of her predecessor, the late legend, patriot African, President John Pombe Magufuli. Well, shall we not allow the headlines to change the facts? Shall we dig just a little deeper and find out whether this statement is actually accurate? Now, if you try to cross the Tanzanian border, after the COVID crisis started, actually until even the day before this headline, you will know that one of the requirements for entering Tanzania has always been a COVID-19 test. This requirement was introduced by the government of President John Pombe Magufuli. Indeed, very many of my associates crossed into Tanzania during this period, and that was a requirement. But it was never announced. If you didn't try to get into Tanzania, you'd never know. Now a health official in Tanzania makes it official, and it is screaming headlines across the world. And immediately the conclusion is made: Tanzania has changed her policies concerning the pandemic. Well, I'm not saying they have not changed their policies, but if you want to say they have changed their policies, why don't you give us some evidence? Why don't you give us proof, what you're basing your sweeping statement on? It should be of interest that the other thing that was announced by the Tanzanian government is that visitors arriving in Tanzania who have visited the countries said to have the new deadly variant will have to be isolated for 14 days before they're allowed into the country. That one is new, but so is the new variant. Now, if you usually take in my weekly intelligence briefings on a regular basis, you will remember my analysis on the new leadership in Tanzania. And you will understand why a sudden change of policy in Tanzania is not a possibility unless something changes. And things change all the time in politics. But if things remain the way they are, that is unlikely. We live in very strange times. And if you've chosen, not to see, that is your democratic right. If you've chosen, to be scientific, in quotes, and decide that everything is normal, that is your right. In other news, in Kenya, the infection rate decreases dramatically. And we are very lucky in Kenya because this has happened just on time for the restrictions to be eased. This has happened just on time for schools to reopen. Very normal. Hiyo ni kawaida. Hakuna kitu. Chris, usitulete conspiracy theories. Chris, I have chosen to unsubscribe from your channel because of your conspiracy theories. Stick to Kenyan politics. Hakuna kitu ingine unajua. Sawa bro. Na hata sina ma-feelings. Na kuonea tu huruma. Yaani, na kuhurumia tena sana. Until next time, this is Kshs. Kumekucha.